And so, ladies and gentlemen, your next match of the evening to be fought over 3 5-minute rounds under professional mixed martial arts rules in the lightweight division of the FCC. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he enters the cage tonight with a mixed martial arts record of 4 victories, 1 defeat, representing Old School Academy, Christopher Sengele. And his opponent standing across the cage enters tonight with a mixed martial arts record of 3 victories, 1 defeat, representing UTC Stratfordshire, Tobias the Development Reid. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Dean Weir.
Like a fine wine, veteran referee Dean Weir about to get this one underway. And we are about to see one of the hottest prospects in UK MMA, Tobias the Development Reid. 3-1 as a professional in the lightweight division. He's taking on Christopher Sengele, a prospect in his own right. 4-1 so far in his professional campaign. Tobias Reid in the black with green trim. Sengele in the black with white and grey trim.
Toe-to-toe stance here as Tobias Reid, the southpaw. Very wide stance. Oh, switches back to orthodox now. And again back to southpaw.
Controversial to say the least was Tobias Reid's last fight here on FCC. His first professional loss, a split decision to fellow super prospect Ashley Reese.
Nice crescent kick from Reid to find the opening to close the distance. They're going to drive Sengele up against the fence now.
It really was an incredibly close fight last time out. Split the judges, split the audience. And Tobias Reid looking to get his first mark in the win column at FCC at the expense of the Frenchman Christopher Sengele.
Sengele with the high underhook. You saw him transition for a little bit of a throw, so I suspect some judo in the background of Sengele, as there are in so many of the French fighters who travel to compete.
There's so often an unknown quantity with the French guys, Josh. They do have to travel to compete, as you say. Full rules mixed martial arts, still not technically legal in France. On that basis, you do see some of the French guys with slightly messy records, but a good ledger for Christopher Sengele so far.
Yeah, he's got good connection here, but he's lost his underhook control, and Tobias Reid is going to turn him around a little bit here.
Oh, and he's not liking those punches. And you've got to watch the unorthodox angles of Tobias Reid.
Well, of course, they don't, you know, they have no matches in cages in France. They're all against the ropes in rings and pancrase-style matches. So sometimes the wall wrestling can get a little bit lost.
Oh, big knee from Tobias Reid. Big knee to the face of Sengele.
Yeah, you saw a few deep breaths.
Well, Sengele looked very uncomfortable when he was taking those short shots. He seems to be wincing. I don't know if it's his right eye. Maybe slightly troubled. He might have took a punch directly into the orbital.
And Reid choosing to break the distance again, get back to this striking.
And this really is where Tobias Reid shines. He's a volume striker. He comes with unorthodox angles, flying knees, spinning kicks, elbows, back fists. He even landed the famous Anderson Silva stepping backwards elbow in his last fight against Ashley Reese. A very, very accurate striker. It's Tobias Reid, and we're seeing that here. Everything's landing.
Yeah, he's covering with a lot of distance, and picking him apart now.
Brilliant takedown defense. Takes a dominant position off the failed shot from Sengele.
I like
Sengele on the back foot here, Josh.
I like that Reid's tried that crescent kick a couple of times. He throws punches in a very interesting way. He kind of surges forward with his whole body as he throws them and keeps going forward.
Oh, nice knee there from Sengele.
Yeah, just got caught in the pocket there. And Reid trying to muscle that underhook.
Tobias Reid was forced to endure a lot of defensive wrestling situations against Ashley Reese. He was bullied up against the cage by Reese on numerous occasions. He's fighting a much smaller man now in Sengele. You've got to think he's going to be confident in his ability to withstand this, get out of danger, and go back to work on that unorthodox striking attack.
Sengele's had some good connections. He just hasn't been able to do anything with them. And that's all going
his man is Reid there.
Yeah, it's all going to play into the hands of Tobias Reid. The more time Sengele tries to connect on those takedowns, the more he has to abandon them or Reid defends. You know, he's going to start really wondering what he can do in this match.
Nice two-piece there from Christopher Sengele. Reid looking very confident there, very calm. And the accuracy on this young man from UTC really is incredible.
Yeah, that left hand found a home there again. He's the one pressing the action up against the cage.
It's not just a striking gym as well, Josh. I'm sure we'll see with Tim Wilde later interesting unorthodox wrestling skills as well.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed black belt Neil Simkin in the corner of Tobias Reid, so expect him to be fairly well versed on the ground as well if he finds himself there.
Yeah, a couple of really interesting prospects coming out of that gym. As you say, Tobias Reid regarded as perhaps one of the better prospects coming up at 155, and Tim the Experiment Wilde, who we're going to see later on, has kind of bridged that gap now between prospect and legitimate contender. He's got to be ranked, you would at least say, in the top 15, and with a win here tonight against Martin Delaney in the top 10 UK lightweight easily.
Yeah, he throws such crazy unorthodox strikes and angles and with some fantastic footwork. So it stands to reason that Tobias Reid, training with him, is going to have picked up a few of those strikes as well.
And of course, all those guys from UTC are well versed in the style of John Jitsu. It's what they practice and what they preach. But we have to give credit to Christopher Sengele as well. He's certainly not been on the back foot for the entirety of the fight. He's had some good connections, as you say. He's landed a couple of very nice strikes as well, although he has been sparing with his output in the striking phase of the fight. Round two about to get underway. Just clearing up a little bit of excess water in the corner of Sengele. There is our referee, Dean Weir. Second of 3 5-minute rounds if they need them. Tobias Reid, Christopher Sengele, touch of gloves, and we're underway for this, the second round. Brad Wharton and Josh Palmer, privileged to call the action for you tonight from Bolton's Macron Stadium. A packed house here at FCC 15. And it's Sengele taking the centre of the cage now, but Reid coming right back out at him.
Yeah, Reid's got this reach advantage. Let's see if he can use it a little bit more, perhaps. Doesn't actually throw that many jabs. Oh, and a little bit more aggressive in those combination strikes up close now.
And very much like Tim Wilde, he's not necessarily throwing the Mike Tyson level power right hooks and left hooks with every shot, but he's accurate. Everything's landing, everything's doing its job, and the output is relentless.
Yeah, and it's interesting, a couple of times there he had the chance to body lock or take the back, perhaps almost. He had his man completely turned around, and he chose to just frame and move away and strike some more.
Certainly a value for money fighter is the development, Tobias Reid. He's facing a tough test here though against a travelling Frenchman, 4-1, the slightly more experienced fighter. Oh, Sengele going to work there with some nice punching combinations.
Yeah, just finding the targets. As you say, the shorter fighter though, so he really has got to extend a little bit to find that chin.
It's more basic stuff from Sengele, just the 1-2s, the straight punches, but can't knock the classics. Nice body kick there from Tobias Reid. Keeping control of the centre of the cage. Here's the young man from UTC. Happy to exchange with his opponent at any range. Oh, flying knee from Tobias Reid.
And a nice right hook on the end of that movement as well.
And again jumping in, and Sengele desperately grabbing for his man there, putting him up against the cage to stop that onslaught. It was just getting a little bit too much like heavy traffic for the Frenchman.
And he tries to complete his first takedown of the match. No avail yet, though.
And they're in the Frenchman's corner there, and screaming instruction, looking for perhaps a tie clinch, perhaps.
I mean, you just
was
saw
Reid, just one hand on the back of the head.
A little bit of a lack of pressure there. He had the underhook, and he just allowed Reid to circle out from the open side. I just don't think Sengele is going to be able to take Reid down. Having seen this exchange a few times now.
And watch the knee here from Reid. If he can step around his man. Oh, but he's looking for a takedown. Beautiful stuff there from Tobias Reid.
You saw him inch his hips closer as he got down into a bit of a squat position, connected his hips, exploded up, didn't need a massive lift. But did the job well, and he's got this horrible kind of iron cross position here.
Look for the elbows here from Reid.
Yeah, Sengele turned away. Oh, it goes far hook first, a little unusual, but manages to take the back, and he's almost under the chin already.
Looking for the rear naked choke. Here's Tobias Reid. He might just have time to finish this one, Josh.
He's quite high on the shoulders here.
Good job there with the wrist control from Sengele.
Yeah, classic 2-on-1 defense, trying to switch the arm to the opposite side of the head.
Dangerous, dangerous position here for Christopher Sengele. Looking to step into the mount is Reid, and he does. And back onto the back. He's got the choke in there. No, he doesn't.
Sengele not able to capitalize on the reversal of position. Surviving some anxious moments there.
Yeah, look for a fleeting moment there, like Tobias Reid may have taken home the neck of Christopher Sengele, but Sengele back in control now.
He's got to do something here rather than just sit there with a loose underhook. And you can see Tobias Reid not under too much pressure.
And it looks like Sengele's content to just stay here, Josh, and far behind on the scorecards as he is. It's not going to win him any favours. Reid fighting his way off the cage.
No, I mean, Sengele's definitely 2 rounds down here. Not able to get any meaningful offense going with his clinch work. A few strikes landed up top, but really outmaneuvered in pretty much every department by Tobias Reid at the moment.
And the professional career of Tobias Reid continues to look bright as we head into this, the third and final round. He's had some big finishes so far in his career, and he certainly looked like he was on the cusp of finishing Ashley Reese a couple of times, landing some very, very big shots from Reese. And Reese, to his credit, gave as good as he got in that contest. And Tobias Reid looking very, very impressive here so far.
Yeah, I think just, you know, you could tell he really wanted that kind of highlight reel knockout. He had success with the flying knee, landed with a couple of good right hands, but immediately, I think, went to that flashy technique again a little bit quickly.
Now we enter the third and final round. Lightweight action here at FCC 15. Tobias Reid, Christopher Sengele, touch of gloves. And we are underway. Are we going to see an impressive finish from the Englishman? Or can Tobias Reid shock the world? And Christopher Sengele, I beg your pardon, shock the world. And do something incredible here against the development. Big head kick there from Reid. A confident start to this third round. Already Sengele looking for the takedowns out of desperation there, Josh.
Coming behind, no strikes, ducking his head. Ooh, just found the chin with that flying knee, but right at the end of the power range.
Closed the distance well, but just a little bit too far. Tried a knee to the body that time, did Reid.
It's a first.
Haven't actually ever seen that before. Sticker on the foot.
Reid parrying well with that lead hand. Good right to the body. Does a good job of using it to create an instant frame whenever Sengele closes the distance.
Nice left hook from Sengele there, and he's turning up the volume now, but the problem is Reid happy to answer back with some volume of his own. He really has been drawing a bead on Sengele for the entirety of this fight, but again a nice two-punch combination from the Frenchman.
Yeah, Sengele having a bit more success with the increase in volume. Good shots down the middle once he gets inside.
And it really is now or never for Sengele. He's going to have to put his man away here, undoubtedly, no questions. Tobias Reid continues to press forward, perhaps looking more for cage time and experience than a big flashy win here as the development.
Yeah, in the corner of Sengele really getting quite irate, wanting him to push forward and keep throwing.
Doing some good work in this round is Sengele. Very orthodox, controlled, measured strikes. Just the two punches in combination. Oh, but a nice three-piece there from Tobias Reid.
Oh, and you see he got in on the hips cleanly, but the drive was straight back in one line. There was no change of angle really, and it just allowed Tobias Reid to let the fence absorb most of that drive.
Sengele still chasing this takedown here, Josh. He's not been successful thus far and just eating those short chopping elbows from Tobias Reid.
The thing is, he hasn't really attempted anything once he's closed the distance and got into this clinch. You know, he's just kind of languished in this position. He hasn't changed level, he hasn't switched his hips for a throw, he hasn't re-pummeled his grips, he's just allowed Reid to kind of get back inside, defend and move away. You know, he's going to get his grip broken here. No, this is a bit better for him. He really tries going to the back more decisively than he has so far. Got the body lock.
Looking to rip his man off the cage and deposit him on the mat is Sengele. Not having success thus far. Again, looks for a big pickup, doesn't get it, and it's Reid now reversing the position, and Reid with a dominant position here, right in front of us at the commentary booth.
Yeah, heavy hips from Reid as he sprawled out Sengele, and I think that's probably all the Frenchman's got left in this one. Let's see if he can muster the strength to walk his back up the cage post and get back to his feet.
Just looking to create a little bit of space here. Is Reid looking to perhaps pin that arm? He's got hold of the neck now. Sengele wisely putting his hand on the mat to prevent Reid throwing that knee to the face.
Yeah, Reid going to the leg into kind of a cradle.
It's not a good position for Sengele. He's done well to ground himself though to prevent those knee strikes coming in, but possibly in danger of giving up his back here in this third round.
Yeah, he has managed to get back to his feet very effectively twice now. Works his way to the back. Let's see if he can do something with this position.
And Sengele certainly not making it easy for Tobias Reid here. No, frustrating, if nothing else, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, he can hold his own in the stand-up, and you know he's got a very awkward grappling style here up against the cage, where it doesn't look like he's doing a lot, but it's seemingly effective in defense.
The final few seconds of the round. Thought we might see a final flurry there from Tobias Reid. Nice show of respect from these two gentlemen. And another chapter in the professional career is written for Tobias Reid. Josh, you've got to think he's likely taken all 3 rounds there against Sengele. Not a massive amount of offense, but he was a tricky customer early in the career of Tobias Reid.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question Tobias Reid's going to take a unanimous decision here. But, you know, Sengele put up a good fight. He threw back some good offense, particularly in that third round. I just wish he'd been a lot more active and put a lot more pressure in when he'd had the chance in those clinches.
Nonetheless, it's all a learning experience, and we'll throw this one to our MC, who will bring us the official judge's decision here at FCC 15.
Fighters to center, please. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for these two fantastic warriors this evening. And after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to our judges this evening. With a unanimous decision, your winner in the red corner, Tobias the Development Reid. And let's hear it for his opponent this evening. Let's hear it for Christopher Sengele. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a very short break. We're going to be back in about 5 minutes' time with more mixed martial arts action and, of course, your main events of the evening.